Sup everyone, this is Draco Evo back yet again with some latest Manchester United transfer news. Today we'll be taking a look at what's been happening over the weekend as well as today's latest transfer news now. And we have Dani Olmo, Ruben Neves, James Maddison, bit around Jesse Lingard. We have Bruno Fernandes, we have Jimenez as well from Wolves. All to come in the video. Let's jump straight in. First up, for those of you just joining in, you know by now I do read out comments from my last transfer video. So if you want to make an impact, get your thoughts in the comments below on today's video and I will upload it and have a look at it in my next transfer upload and we'll have a discussion. First comment comes from, we've got a couple of comments that I'm going to pick up because there's been a lot of comments in the Bruno Fernandes video that I did a few days ago. First comment comes from Timil. First of all, thank you so much for the comment, Timil, and getting involved. Timil says, with Mourinho now in place, a fellow Portuguese and established manager, the door is wide open for Bruno to join Spurs. Jose, your move. I am absolutely gutted. He is a United fan. If they get Bruno and we get Eriksen, I will lose my... Eriksen, another Sanchez. Past his best, late 20s and on the decline, no thanks. Longstaff, Cantwell, no thanks. We need players to walk into the starting lineup. We need quality in depth, not just more depth. Loads of good points there. I do feel that Mourinho with the Portuguese link and the fact that Spurs was closest to signing Bruno Fernandes, that's according to him as well, and as according to him he is more excited by the Spurs project. I think there is a possibility that Bruno Fernandes might go to Tottenham Hotspurs, especially when Mourinho is obviously clearly looking to strengthen. Whether it will happen now, I'm not sure, and I'll be very upset if that is the case. In regards to Eriksen's looks, Eriksen's contract expires in the summer and they most likely will lose him either on a free or sell him on. There's been a quoted price of him for £25 million. Although he's a fantastic player, I do agree with Timil that Eriksen is technically another Sanchez. I don't think he's good technically. I think he'll be walking into our team for sure, but his attitude, you've seen his attitude drop a few times this season and last year. We don't need that. We don't need another one of Sanchez's attitude where they perform once every 20 games. And imagine the wages he's going to be on and the fact that another player such as Angel Gomez, he'll have to take a bit of a back seat to welcome Eriksen in, isn't it? And in regards to Longstaff and Cantwell, I'm okay with Cantwell. I think he'll be good for a rotational play. I don't think he'll be good for a first team. I don't want Longstaff. Let's not even talk about him. He did say that we need quality and depth, not just more depth. I agree with that. Yes, we need quality and depth, also youth as well. I haven't seen many youth this season that much, especially in the central midfield position. But anyway, that's Timil. Thank you so much for the comment. I am gonna pick up another comment because there's been a lot of comments going around. Next one is by Musol Sauj. So he says, for me, Toni Kroos is the best he has experienced. You need the senior players pushing the likes of Rashford. To be honest, we don't have any senior players. We do, but not leadership qualities. I don't think Harry Maguire is that type, and I think him being in his first season, don't think he's there yet. De Gea is definitely not the type. Who else is there? You got Matic who wants to leave. Mata is going to leave. Ashley Young's going to leave. Toni Kroos possibly a possibility, but how much of that how much will we be paying him on terms of wages? He's already on 300k plus per week in Real Madrid if reports are to be true. By the way guys, thank you for the comments. Get your thoughts in the comments below as we go through the video. Pick them up, drop them in the comments, and on my next transfer upload I'll read them out. But first up, it is about Harry Winks. So over the weekend, Manchester Evening News has been reporting Harry Winks as an ideal transfer target for United. So I'm going to read you out some of the article, not the whole thing. So where is it? And it's not simplistic to root the problem to one specific area. So it's in regards to United creativity, right? United have a central midfielder that lacks control and an ability to dictate the tempo of matches. It's not a recipe for consistent success and it must be addressed in the transfer window. All of which suggests is Harry Winks will be the perfect target. Accepted wisdom this January has been that United need a playmaker with the James with the names James Maddison and Jack Grealish high on many supporters' priority list. While it's undoubtedly true that United need a number 10 to improve on the underperforming Andres Pereira and Jesse Lingard, the criminal lack of depth in deep-lying midfield positions have been horribly exposed as of late. So if I got I don't even have Harry Winks' stats actually up, but anyway, talking about Harry Winks, yes, he's a deep-lying sort of central midfielder. Look, we're in a position that, you know, beggars can't be choosers. It's as simple as that. I think he has loads of Premiership experience. He's young. At the moment, our midfield is in disarray. We've only got Matic and Fred who are fully fit, and we all know Matic's situation. I wouldn't mind getting him. I think he has a lot of experience. He's clearly, obviously British. He's clearly talented. But I don't think Spurs is quite hard to do business with Spurs, especially in January probably. And I think Mourinho would probably not want to sell to rivals such as United, because we're technically their rivals. We're hovering around the top 4 positions: Chelsea, Spurs, United, and you know, Sheffield United. Why would you want to strengthen your opponent? That's what I feel. So I think maybe that is a bit of a bull. Bit around next stop, it is around James Maddison. So Sky Sports were reporting that United are interested in Madison, but worry that it's difficult to conclude big transfers in January. Leicester City's attacking midfielder has also been linked with a move to United this month, and he's a player whose the club's recruitment team have run the rule over this season. Rodgers has insisted that no players from his Leicester squad will be sold in the January transfer window unless the club wants them to go. But Maddison ticks the box for United scouts in terms of his age at 23, his footballing DNA, and the fact that he is young English player, a goal-scoring midfielder who can create opportunities for others around him. United are short of players in midfield, with Scott McTominay and Paul Pogba currently are injured, and club chiefs are looking at players they could potentially bring into the squad this month. Just to give my take on Maddison, I've said it in many videos. I think he's going to be a fantastic signing. I think we should break the bank for him. It's one thing breaking the bank for him, but another thing breaking the bank for him in a January transfer window. Leicester are second in position in the league. I don't think they need to sell. You know, Brendan Rodgers did come out and say officially that none of the players are for sale unless the club wants them to leave. I don't think that's gonna happen. Yes, Madison is young. He's a United fan. He's British as well. If that's all his things, he can create goals and score. He's got the height abilities as well. He's got the pace. He's got the ball control. He's got a bit of everything in him, and he can only improve over the years. He's only young, isn't it? But I think this one for me is probably going to be most likely in the summer, if there's anything in it, because it's going to cost United so much you're going to pay not just the price of the player, you're going to pay a premium because he's British and in the Premier League. It is January transfer window. You're going to pay premium on that, and you're taking it off from a rival, right? Who's clearly a better team, a better club than United at the moment. It's going to cost United a lot of money, and we've seen, if reports are to be true, we've seen how tight Ed Woodward is with the money, him being a banker. You see how he haggles with £5-10 million. Imagine getting quoted £100+ million, which I believe Madison will be like that as of now. If he has a fantastic season, the rest of the season, come the summer, I think Leicester will be willing to listen to offers because it's the off season. But I think the price will probably double what he's worth now. He can easily go up to £120-130 million if he continues the same way he's performing this season. I think this one is probably not going to be a January transfer window. I think personally for me it's more realistic in the summer. But that is Madison. Next up is Bruno Fernandes. So apparently this is by Goal. We've talked about Bruno Fernandes a lot. Goal are reporting that it's coming from Goal. It's not even coming up from Portugal, but I'm going to read you anyway. That Manchester United are interested in Bruno Fernandes. They have revived their interest. So it reads, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is keen to add a creative midfielder to his squad during the January transfer window as he aims to find consistency in results and performances at Old Trafford. It goes on to talk about Christian Eriksen and James Maddison. But I think this is just clickbait, really. Goal just putting up articles and linking Bruno Fernandes to Manchester United again. I don't think anything's coming out from Portugal either. I don't think anything's going to happen in the January transfer window. I think this is probably going to be more likely to happen than the James Maddison, but this is again going to be shunned probably in the summer. I think I've talked about it enough for now, unless something major breaks, so I'm just going to move past that very quickly. But Goal is also reporting a new player, which is called Dani Olmo. So Barcelona have emerged as the front runners to sign Dinamo Zagreb forward Dani Olmo, despite both Chelsea and Manchester United having held talks with the Croatian champions regarding the future of the Spain international. The 21-year-old, who is a product of the famed La Masia Academy in Catalonia, is pushing for a January move after seeing Dinamo crash out of Europe ahead of the transfer window, and is keen to find a club that can help him earn a place in Spain's Euro 2020 squad. Goal can confirm, I don't know what the sources are, that Barca feel confident in getting the deal over the line for around £30 million, 30 million euros, 25.6 million pounds, though Dinamo are holding firm with an asking price of £34 million. Look, I haven't heard many things about Dani Olmo. We'll have a look at his stats in a bit, but any player coming up from the La Masia should be at least looked at. He's 21 years of age. Clearly he can leave Dinamo because they've crashed out of Europe, as the article says. To be honest, I cannot comment on much based on his, because I haven't seen anything around him, but the price being quoted is £34 million is clearly achievable if they feel it's good. So we're going to look at his stats as soon as that goes away. He can play in the attacking midfield position, centre midfield as well. He's played 22 games in total, scoring 8 goals, assisting 7. Champions League is probably the most important one because Croatian League is not that strong, but in the Champions League he's got a respectable amount of goals, which is 2 and 1 in 6 appearances. So he can perform in the big games. Again, I have no idea about him that much. I haven't heard or played of him that much. So let me know in the thoughts in the comments below what type of player he is. Maybe give a bit of a comparison, because we all like to do that, right? So let me just close this. Last bit of news is the big one that's been breaking around quite a few sort of newspaper articles. It is apparently Manchester United have made a contact with Raul Jimenez and Ruben Neves for a double January transfer deal. Okay, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is expected to welcome 1 or 2 new signings at Old Trafford this month, with Ed Woodward ready to back the inexperienced manager despite United's struggles this term. After a dismal start to the campaign, United appeared to be turning a corner last month, only to lose to bottom-placed Watford and rivals Arsenal over the festive period. The Red Devils are currently 5th in the Premier League, 5 points below 4th place Chelsea, and Woodward is ready to splash the cash. Where did we hear that again? And according to Goal, Manchester United have made contact with Wolves stars Jimenez and Neves, inquiring into the availability of the 2 players. Mexican forward Jimenez, 28, has emerged as a target following a summer in which Lukaku and Sanchez left the theatre of dreams. So, there you go. There's various outlets reporting that Raul Jimenez and Ruben Neves are a target for United, and we have apparently made a inquiry into them. Now, let's have a look at Raul Jimenez's stats. He's played 33 games in total, 17 goals, 9 assists. He's been in phenomenal form for Wolves. He's 28 years old. He's proven. For me personally, I think we should avoid that because we got youngsters coming through. Signing him again would stifle probably Mason Greenwood. It'll certainly limit his game time more. So I think with the front line with Rashford, Martial, Greenwood, James, I think that's a good sign to keep them, let the youngsters come through. And obviously we got the likes of Tai Chong, who played the other day, and Angel Gomez, who was on the bench the other day. They're all attacking options we have. In terms of Ruben Neves, I'll break the bank for him. If we have to sign one player in January transfer window, it will be Ruben Neves. He's a deep line playmaker. He plays more of the Andre Pirlo role. He's got a bit of bite in him. He's got a bit of shot in him. He can play the set pieces. He's 21 or 22. He can be a real star in the future, and I think He shows a lot of maturity when he plays. So the games I've seen him play, even just the other day, he was controlling, commanding, and I think he'll be a perfect fit for United. You know, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think? He's young as well, so you can mold the team around him as well. We can possibly see a 4-3-3 formation back again with Ruben Neves there. And we have affinity with the Portuguese stars, right? If there was one signing, apart, you know, in all the articles I mentioned, one ideal signing, one ideal realistic signing, because I don't think James Maddison is realistic in January. I think Ruben Neves probably will be the one that I will definitely break the bank for, and will clearly the midfielder, central midfielder. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you feel about all the news today? Get involved in the comments if you want to get a chance to have your comment read out. In terms of the press conference, I think Jesse Lingard was there today, and Jesse Lingard is apparently, speaking of Lingard, has lined up a deal with Raiola. So Raiola apparently is going to be his agent. Now I'm not sure whether Raiola is his agent to get Jesse Lingard a new contract at United, or get him a move somewhere else, because I think Jesse Lingard needs to move on, and to get who's going to take him with his stats, who's going to give him that much money. So I think Raiola is obviously a shrewd, no matter how much we hate him, he's a shrewd sort of businessman looking after his clients always. And I think lining up with Raiola, hopefully Raiola gets him a move based on all his contacts somewhere else, rather than pushing Jesse Lingard, and rather than pushing United to give him a contract, which probably they will as well. That's the scary part. But anyways, guys, this was the latest Manchester United transfer news today. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and as always, stay fun.